Okay, you've seen this, right? This lone penguin just walking across this huge empty sheet of ice. The clip is everywhere, and man, it just hits you. It feels so emotional, so symbolic, like it means something deeply human. Well, let's dive in, because the real story here is way more fascinating than the one we all think we know.
And just like that, almost overnight, this penguin became a total internet legend. We saw a rebel, a nihilist, an existential hero just walking away from it all. We basically took all our own feelings, our desire for freedom, our sense of loneliness, our urge to just break away, and we projected them all onto this one bird. It became the perfect meme for breaking the mold.
But here's the thing. Is that what's really going on? Is this penguin making some profound statement, or is the truth something else entirely?
To find out, you've got to go back to the source. And it turns out, this isn't some random clip someone caught on their phone. Nope. This footage comes from a very famous, critically acclaimed documentary that was filmed way back in 2007.
The film's called Encounters at the End of the World by the legendary director Werner Herzog. And if you know anything about Herzog, you know this is not going to be your typical cuddly nature doc. Not at all. His whole thing is exploring the extreme, the bizarre. So the film focuses on the strange lives of scientists in Antarctica and the truly weird stuff they find at the very edge of the world. So now we're going to pivot. Let's shift from the romantic story the internet created and look at the scientific reality the film actually captured. And this is where the story takes a fascinating and much darker turn.
So in the documentary, what we see is this Adelie penguin doing something that, from a biological standpoint, makes absolutely zero sense. It has left its colony, it has turned its back on the ocean, its only food source, and it's heading inland, straight for the vast, deadly mountains of Antarctica. And this right here, this is the heart of it. Just look at that contrast. The internet's version, we've got this heroic rebel choosing freedom. The documentary's context, it's a tragic picture of a disoriented creature, lost, straying from its life source, and walking towards almost certain death. It's not a story of freedom, it's a tragedy.
So yeah, the critical point is that this wasn't some kind of philosophical choice being made. No way. The scientists in the film are pretty clear. This behavior is incredibly rare, and it's almost certainly a sign that something is terribly wrong. Severe disorientation, maybe an illness, some kind of neurological issue. This wasn't a revolution, it was a tragic anomaly.
Okay, so if the penguin isn't a rebel hero, then why on earth did Werner Herzog include this really unsettling scene in his movie? Well, that question brings us to the director's unique way of looking at the world.
See, Herzog isn't interested in making nature cute or relatable. For him, nature is chaotic, it's indifferent, it doesn't care about us one bit. And he's totally fascinated by that, by its raw, strange, powerful side that we can't and maybe shouldn't ever fully understand. And that's exactly why this scene is in the film. He didn't put the penguin in there to be a symbol for our human struggles. He included it to show a moment where nature is just weird, mysterious, unsettling, and completely outside our ability to explain it away with a simple story.
This all brings us to the final and maybe the most important part of this whole thing. When you really get down to it, this story isn't really about the penguin at all. It's about us.
Think about it. The penguin was just walking. That's all that was happening. We were the ones who wrote the script. We were the ones who turned a lost animal into a hero.
And there's actually a word for this. It's called anthropomorphism. It's that very human thing we do where we project our own feelings and intentions onto things that aren't human. We do it with our pets all the time, and we definitely did it with this penguin.
So ultimately, the whole viral phenomenon of the nihilist penguin is like looking in a mirror. It doesn't really tell us much about penguins, but it tells us a ton about human psychology. It reveals this deep need we have to find meaning, to create metaphors, and to tell stories that help us make sense of our own lives.
So maybe the next time you see a viral clip like this, it's worth asking, what's the real story behind the footage? And maybe even more importantly, what does the story I'm choosing to believe say about me? What other narratives are we building every single day without even realizing it?